Okay. Everything is set. Let us continue forth. Begging your pardon, sir, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystorium, where Desert Elmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume that they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the excerpt is in the ocular, deliberating a response. Now this one's probably going to be another shorter one. I didn't even set the timer. That's how out of it I am. Then again, me not setting the timer is nothing new.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish.
Not completely invisible, are they?
Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin-Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 sin-eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
To be honest, I don't think we ever told him.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmore before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
where are we going? Oh, we're going to the book guy. The library. You're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid. Most of them are known at present. They are experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I finish off some few outstanding tasks, that is, while I tend to them, perhaps you can fetch me the book, The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should I say, for while this place is where everything here, not everything is always in its place. Despite my best efforts, in short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. Yeah. 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 Just as your eyes begin to blur, you finally come to rest on the copy of the Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. As rather, I'm going to do the next at the beginning of this episode. I mean, at the end of this episode or the beginning of the next episode. Have you found the book? Intended for younger readers, this tome featured winsome illustrations, tells the beloved tale of the Oracle of Light. Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I'm finished all my present tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, then, it begins 100 years ago when the flood of light threatened to swallow Norvent. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared, who halted all consuming radiance and made him with hair of spun gold and eyes of clear sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm, she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace, but 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Sea Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Forbert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch, one with hair spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. She was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisted in the Ilmarin army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sun Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered upon her grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her word, some years later, another girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, the self-same hair, and the self-same powers. She took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Ulmor, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continued to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvert on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some perhaps the tale is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories of the or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All the Minfilias thus were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. And while some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not, but all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Amaran army some 10 years ago and taken into their care, or rather their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name, for but that time, under Lord Vothry's rule, Ulmor had abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war. They no longer wished to fight a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was the Ulmarans' best interest for her to remain under their control. But then 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city, rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed, well, I believe we now have a good grasp on Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Warren. I trouble you for a word, Edgar, outside. As you will have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Hydaelyn's emissary to halt the flood of light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connections between the woman we know and her namesake, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubts that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, taking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Edgar? I see you made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Ulmarans' forces at Laxion does indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Omar here long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Christorium. Hat. Ooh, better hats.
You were doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. It was not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmore's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost. But even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmor's ultimatum.
Here, here!
Here, here!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmor wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. See to your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
Hello? There we go. So you will be joining the guard, but, however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where's your salute, soldier? Better, more spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. You only got one arm to do that with. Now, first things first, you will need uniforms. Go to the Crystallian Mean and report to Catelys. She will see you measured and fitted. I don't think that other arm can close even its hand. That's probably just getting a bandaged elbow. And there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right, this way, we'll see to your dashing best for your first outing. Just hands her Tataru's outfits and stuff. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain, I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's a ready fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well, then see to it, and have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take the opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amuro to gather grain powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Her safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume we're to be the part of said unit? Correct. The units will be divided into two contingents, one deployed from Fort Job, and the other from the Osol Imperative. You and Alphino will join the former. Edgar, meanwhile, will join the latter with me. Before you proceed to your positions, you are to report to Chismele at Rigorix. She will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of dream powder. We shall be on our way then. Take care, my friend, and we will see you in the field. It's quite far to the Imperative, so you may make use of an armory from the Rookity after you have collected the serum, of course. Okay, I was about to say, why can I still speak to her? And let's just get the for the crafters and gatherers stuff. Yes, sweetie. Is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard came for your dram, are you? Here you go. A dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Princess Kiss, they call it. But if you ask me, it should be Crone's Kiss. Just aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow. But if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to Dreamland yourself. So I must ask that you drink it here and now while I watch. Go on, give the old Crone a kiss. The foul-tasting serum grants resistance to the effects of dream powder. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Well, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it, and now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Yeah, Edgar will be fine. Yes, what do you require of me? And, move, to take you to the Imperative, eh? As much as I would like to oblige, all our mounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there's might be another way, assuming you are willing to lend a hand. Edgar is ready for battle! What's our current weapon? Oh, that's actually a better weapon than what we have. I was about to deliver an armor to rest round to one of the locations which the beast will fly for the operation. The tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough to good enough for you, you may make the delivery in my stead. Very good. I shall ready the armor for departure at once. Just north and west, you can take the road or you can fly. It is up to you. Upon arrival, make yourself known to the sentries and she will give you further instructions. Should have superior armor, worry not, the beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all good. Oh. I still don't have one of these as a mount. Are delivering the that Aramu to us? I'm afraid there has been a change of plans. We already have all the beasts we require here. Instead, this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see to the handle on duty. So, sir, if you encounter trouble along the path, return here. I'll set you right-wise. I still do not have a flying camel. Oh, I landed next to it. The last, Amaro, my thanks, friend. You may leave the beast with me. Say, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? So that's the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive, and that's all that matters in the end. I bid you welcome to the Austral Imperative, one of our key strongholds in Lakeland. The first thing you'll want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. So it seems that rather than the armor delivering you, you deliver the armor tomorrow. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. This was not what I was expecting. Yeah, I think I'll call it here. And in the next episode, we'll be doing all these blue quests. And the one that's in the Crestorium. So, until then.